Hello everyone. So I have good news. I have figured everything out. I'm able to get my YouTube pulled up on this phone. So the videos are going to be coming from this phone. Um, I have a couple of videos in the pool that I'm going to post. Some twin flame readings, some healing messages, some we ain't gonna take no BS messages. We're gonna keep going forward on our path. Um, and today, as promised, I have the solar eclipse reading. I've kind of learned some cool things about this moon, about this solar eclipse. And we've got a couple things going on. So, June 10th, of course, is the first solar eclipse of 2021, and that is called the Ring of Fire. And those are kind of seen more in like the eclipse is seen more in the northern parts of the area. It says this eclipse is notable that its path travels north. So the first thing that clicked into my mind was North Node, our purpose, you know. So then on June 14th, the moon and Mars are very close to each other. June 21st is the summer solstice, which is the longest day of 2021. And then we have June 24th is the last supermoon of 2021. So there's quite a few things going on for the rest of the month. But my main focus is like what can we get out of this solar eclipse? What good energy can we get from this solar eclipse? So a solar eclipse, like broken down, is they are extremely potent. New moons or full moons and may herald significant changes in your life if it connects with your natal chart. So it's like an eclipse occurs when the earth, moon, and sun are directly aligned along the nodal axis, also called lunar nodes. So, solar eclipse occurs when the new moon passes directly between the earth and the sun, covering all or part of the sun's disk. So, eclipse season happens twice a year and usually contains one solar eclipse and one lunar eclipse. Okay, so let's go to something else that I thought was very interesting. I was watching one of my normal readers the other day, and he said something about crystalline energy during this eclipse. So I looked up the crystalline energy for this solar eclipse, and it says embrace your citrine crystals because a rare solar eclipse is on the horizon. This is the first of two solar eclipses in 2021. Embrace the energy of this powerful astrological event for a mid-year body, mind, and spirit boost. So, if you want to go out and meditate with your citrine, if you want to put your citrine in your necklace for a couple days before, which right now would, you could start now. I'm going to keep my citrine crystal out kind of in my area where I always am so I can absorb that energy from it. So my point was to do kind of like a reading, like a moonology reading, kind of see what the energies are going up to this solar eclipse, and kind of see what spirit has for us. My son is taking a nap, and I'm very shocked that he's taking a nap, but he is, and mommy is so thankful. So I was like, this would be perfect time now that I got everything figured out with my YouTube yesterday on getting everything, I can do it on both phones, which I'm glad about. Whoa, that was a lot that came out. So the only one of all of these that is turned over is a personal issue reaches resolution. Okay, all these other cards, I know you can't see, but I'll pick them up like this. All these other cards are flipped like this, right? So this is the only one that's out. So I'm gonna assume that that is what is currently happening before this solar eclipse is happening. So then we have, right, it's exactly, it's telling you don't let your past hold you back, and this is the South Node card. And what is this eclipse about? It's like going towards the north, right? The eclipse is going over the north. So it's like needing to kind of go from this South Node here with all these personal issues that need the, you know, resolution to drama, whatever, get out of your South Node and head towards your North Node, because that is where we're going when this eclipse happens on the 10th. Okay, and then of course, you know, it's like it's a time for healing. You know, this last, I feel like with Saturn and Mercury in retrograde right now, I have to show you guys this. Do you see the little Saturn earring? This one's Saturn and this is the sun. But anyway, so Saturn is in retrograde right now. So it's like, you know, Saturn's taking a nap. So right now we need to continue on this path of staying focused, so we can kind of level up. That's what we're doing. We're leveling up from our South Node to our North Node. Okay, so and the healing time that needs to happen, because healing has to happen. Sometimes people don't understand that, like, when you're on a spiritual path or a spiritual journey, it's like sometimes the healing process hurts. And, you know, before in the past, like one of our shadows, something that we needed to heal was like running away from the healing part, because that was the part that hurt. So what we need to do is we need to focus more on going through the steps of healing, the grief, the anger, the you know, letting things go, resentment. Like, that is the point of the healing process. And a lot of times when people get to that point of the shadows kind of showing up, it's like you get lost in the path, and you keep having all these delays. And then it finally gets to the point where it's like, I can no longer delay myself. I see that I'm delaying myself because I'm doing the same thing. I'm not healing it. I'm allowing it to control me or control my life. I have to let it go. I have to go through the process of all of the healing to be able to for it to be done. You know what I mean? For it to be left in the South Node, because you can't take any of that. You can take your talents and your gifts with you to your North Node, but you can't take the negative, low vibration energy. You just can't, for yourself or the people around you, right? So it's telling you you're very close to achieving your goal, right? So that's all we want here. Like, we want to reach that point where, like, we've done our work, we've done what we've needed to do, like, we're elevating up. And it tells you here the energy is gaining momentum, and the energy is gaining momentum because we have this solar eclipse about to happen. It's going to shake things up, and we're going to have the ability to leave all that in the past. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna pull like one from the numerology decks, just so it's like we have something to focus on, whatever that focus is. You know, the last final couple days before the solar eclipse, what do we need to heal, or, you know, what do we need to accept? Okay, all right, Spirit. Well, those two wanted to come out. Wow. Interesting. Okay, so you have number 57, teaching and learning. So it's like, I grew up in church, okay? And there was something called a testimony. And when these different diverse people would stand up and give their testimony, you'd feel it. You feel it in your heart. And you felt a connection to something higher. Whether that is God, whether that is ancestors, spirit guides, whatever you connect with, you feel that. And that is number 77, and that is spirituality. And it's like what it's almost saying here is like letting everything, all the negativity, all the dark stuff, all the shadows, leave that in the South Node, because we're healing that. That problem, that's being resolved. We're going through the healing. We're going through all of that because we're going to the North Node and we're going to teach. We're going to express what we learned in our South Node and why we are to the place that we are now, because we learned and now we have the ability to teach others. We have the ability to pick up our brother and sister. We have the ability to have deep, legitimate friendships, relationships, family dynamics, because we've seen how it can be. But we see now when we're living in our spirituality and our blessings and what we're receiving and the abundance that we're receiving and the respect that we're receiving, because we left all of that in our South Node because we're headed to the North. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Spirit. I'm just gonna pull a couple tarot. Let's just see, what the energy is for the tarot here. This is like it's exactly what I needed too, because it was like sometimes you have, life happens and you have to bring yourself back to like why we're doing this, why we're going through all this, some days they can be really hard, and some days it's like you see your own shadows, like you see your own mistakes, and you're like, man, I gotta work on that. I can't handle it like that anymore. That's not what Spirit wants for me. Spirit wants me to have an open mind and have an open heart and be understanding. That's what Spirit wants. They don't want us to have all this built up animosity all the time. Like there's one card and I can see it in my head, and it's like creating heaven on earth. I'm seeing the oracle card in my head. It's like, you're here to create heaven on earth for yourself. You're here to create your own happiness. And if you choose to like leave all of this negativity in the past, and like obviously you still have to pay attention to red flags. There still has to be boundaries, but you can't let the boundaries and the red flags like take over your mind. You have to also still love and have compassion and have respect. You know what I mean? Okay, Spirit. Last shuffle, and if you could pull the energies for us for the solar eclipse, healing the things that need to be healed and heading to the north, trusting Spirit and teaching because we have learned, teaching because we have a testimony. Right. Yeah. Yep. I'm just gonna pull. Spirit, can you just, whoa. Too many. Right. Yeah. See, this is exactly this is the thing. It's like you have all these, like the first card was like the Five of Swords, but it's in reverse, right? And the Five of Swords is like conflict and chaos and drama, and it's like, other people are just dropping their swords, and like, you feeling like you have to hold up all your swords, and it's in reverse. So it's like, I don't have to do that no more. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have that animosity anymore and build up, because that's not what our true purpose is to be in life. You know what I mean? Like, we're supposed to have good times and our cups be filled, right? Okay, so then we have like a Knight of Wands here, and it's like, you could be passionate about life. You could just like want to have the good times and the happy times and the abundant times. And it's like sometimes, you know, you can be, this is in reverse, but sometimes you can be in like this energy where like you feel like left out in the cold, and you feel like, you know, you've been beaten down, and it's like his clothes are tattered, and you know, his legs are wrapped up, and it's like he's been through it, right? It's like this one right here, but they're both in reverse, and it's saying this is what you've overcome. You've overcome all the chaos and negativity and having to feel like you have to fight for yourself. You have to fight for your beliefs, or you have to fight for, you know, your feelings, like and feeling left out in the cold, even when you did. You know what I mean? Even when you did come forward and be authentically yourself, you still felt like you were left out in the cold. This is these two things upright. That's why they're in reverse, because they're staying in your south node. They're not going with you to your north node. But what is passion for life. You know what I'm saying? And coming forward as the Chariot, fast, quick. This is happening. We're going to our north node. We're not sticking around in this old energy of you know, not being fulfilled and feeling you have to fight for yourself and fight for your opinions and your beliefs, feeling left out in the cold by, you know, the people around you, your family, your coworkers, whatever that may be. We are leaving that in our south node, and we are coming forward fast, with passion, with drive, because this is what we want. We want to see the fulfillment. We want to continue trusting in spirit and having, you know, spirituality, teaching and learning the things that we've been through. You know what I mean? Giving acknowledgement. The biggest thing is giving acknowledgement to your ancestors and your guides and to spirit, and thanking them for allowing you to have this clarity. You know what I mean? The clarity that you didn't have before. That's the biggest thing. You're seeing clearly now, right? Your third eye is open. You're receptive to everything that is coming to you. You're accepting it. You're speaking up for yourself when maybe you didn't speak up for yourself before. Those things are important to show your guides and your angels that, like, I hear the song in my head, we're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not gonna take it anymore. Like that, I hear that loud in my head playing. And it's like, we're not gonna take this shit. We're not taking this anymore. We're not going to allow this to keep us in our south node. We're ready to go towards our true north, what we're here to do, what our purpose is. We're gonna speak our truth to the rooftops, because you know what? All I needed was somebody just like me to tell me that it's all right that I went through everything that I went through. It's all right that I have a past, but my past does not define my present, and it does not define my future. But my present defines my future. You know what I mean? What I do now, how I act now, how I apply myself to life now is what is going to elevate me to my future and to my true north. Okay? Make sure if you have citrine, if you don't have citrine, maybe citrine's not like, it's not like a pricey crystal. This came in like a set. I have a set of like raw crystals. And I didn't think that I had citrine. Actually, to be honest with you, I thought this was amber for a really long time. That's what I've been calling it, but it's not. This is citrine. It's just raw. So, or not raw. It's, tumbled. Is that what it's called? I don't know. It's not raw because it's not rough. Let me show you a raw crystal. Okay, so like this is a raw crystal. I moved all my crystals up in the windowsill because I have a lot of selenite, and selenite's for like clarity. And so actually, hold on. Let me see if I can flip the camera. Nope. Maybe not. I don't want to mess up the video. No, I just turned my brightness down. There we go. Okay, I'm not going to do all that because it's going to mess up the video. But anyways, I have selenite. That was dumb. Why don't I just go get it right? Okay, so this is a selenite tower, and see how... You know what I mean? So when the sun hits it, it's like it illuminates it, right? This is for clarity, and I've been looking up lately a lot more about like my crystals and the purposes of my crystals, also like drying herbs, different stuff like that. My cousin Andrew, he gave me like a fresh, like about this big of chocolate mint, and I brought it home and I put it up where my dream catcher is, and it's been drying. And so anyways, I looked up the properties of it and like what it can help with, and it can help with stuff like irritable bowel syndrome, like if you have stomach problems, headaches, like there's a bunch of different things that it can help with. So I've got it up there drying the rest of the way, like even to like put in tea, you know, to make your own tea. So I've really been, I have a lot of crystals. I feel very connected to my crystals. I just don't know all of the meanings of what they do and how they help. And so make sure that you spend some time outside. It's getting nicer out. It's a little warm outside, but it's getting nicer out. And like I've been just going and sitting out and at least taking like 10 minutes to just sit on my front porch and just take in the fresh air, like listen to the birds, and it's been calming me, especially during this time with all this buildup of everything that's happening planetary. um so I hope you guys are doing good. If you guys ever want to send me a message, and you need some type of encouragement, you need a reading, like whatever that may be, don't be afraid to reach out to me. I would be happy to talk about energies and to help you out. If you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe. It does help build my videos. I want to be able to get out as many people as possible. And I think that's it. You guys have a good solar eclipse. Make sure to check out the videos that I'm gonna post. Again, there's like a healing one, I think a twin flame one. There may be another one, I can't exactly remember. I think maybe introducing my new cards. I don't know. My phone, this whole thing with my phone threw me off because I got a new phone, so it like has more storage, and I have a SIM card, but it's telling me that I have no storage. So I'm using this phone, and the picture quality is not as good, to be honest, but I'm not going to be picky. I just want to get these videos out. I feel like Spirit is giving me these messages, and I hope that it is resonating with you guys. Until next time, peace and namaste.